Omniscient camera, a cinematic shot that intentionally breaks from traditional visual grammar. This all-knowing, almost sentient, omniscient camera roves through space and explores its surroundings. But how can something as subtle as camera placement instill a sense of unease and even dread? Moreover, how can we apply these techniques to elevate our picture editing?
The caller is in the house. The calls are coming from the house.
My name is Evan Schrodek, and I'm a professional film and television editor with a fascination for genre horror, and this is the Incision Point. Throughout the history of classical Hollywood filmmaking, artists employed shot selection to ground the viewer in the physical world of the film. Things like point-of-view shot, the over-the-shoulder shot, and the establishing wide shot are familiar and resemble how we experience the world around us. It's a visual grammar based on elegance and connectivity. Throughout the work of genre horror, I find filmmakers actively seek to break this spell. If we look for it, we can find early evidence of omniscient camera in the slasher films of the 1970s and 80s, in grim, low-budget classics like Black Christmas, The Evil Dead, and most memorably, John Carpenter's Halloween. We're placed inside the mind of a killer through sequences and shots set in their POV. It hunts and explores, stealing glimpses before backing away into the shadows. At its core, genre horror is an inherently low-budget medium, known for innovative solutions to high-cost production challenges. In this, I find that omniscient camera serves as an elegant stand-in for our antagonist. It stretches out a scare without additional production costs. We're seeing the world of the film through the eyes of something other, something unknown, and as yet unseen by the viewer. In genre filmmaking, and independent features alike, financial limitations are often the best motivators for aesthetic style. Although I would consider it a proto-slasher, the 1964 film Peeping Tom plays with POV in an incredibly unique way. As our killer documents his work through the lens of a whirling film camera, we see his crimes unfolding in unflinching, long takes.
It'll be £2.
Through the crosshairs of the viewfinder, we're not only at the scene of the crime, we're also subjected to a depraved level of violence and lurid sexual content, much of which was too much for audiences of the 1960s. Much of Powell's innovative work in Peeping Tom would give rise to horror tropes for decades to come. One of my favorite recent examples is the 2013 film The Conjuring. Director James Wan actively places the point of view of the camera outside of the physical world. Even if it's not overt, we're led to feel that camera itself is something sinister, an interloping presence not to be trusted.
Hi! Love you! Cindy, you have your lunch?
Our frame flows through
Yes.
halls, edges around doorways.
I miss Sadie a lot. She was my best friend. You're my friend, right? Yeah, let's play.
This kind of shot both unsettles and forces the viewer to scan the image for clues.
Attention all girls interested in playing club lacrosse this spring. There will be an informational meeting held in the LT 431 room right after school today. Final reminder for all wrestlers, please hand in your permission forms to Mr. Dwiggins today. Also, your banquet is this Sunday at 3 p.m. here at the high school. It's time again for the high school musical. This year's The Mouse That Roared, starting at 7 p.m. to 9:30 a show.
Long, methodical wide shots invite the viewer to scan the frame for something out of the ordinary. Once the motif is established, an understanding is set between the film and the viewer. We, the viewer, are encouraged to search for visual clues, while our protagonists must do the same to stay one step ahead. While many of these examples are achieved in direction, these tools and techniques are available to the editor at every phase of the cut. A static wide shot, usually stolen before a director calls action, can be transformed into a roving POV. In Avid, I'll apply a reverse stabilization effect and a push-in to give the shot a slight wobble, which fills the frame with life. All because we understand the visual grammar of genre horror. Sometimes, the very best edit is knowing when to hang on a shot.